Hi, my name's Isaac, and this is a 2020 Honda Ridgeline. And today marks a milestone for my channel because the Ridgeline is actually the last midsize truck I have to review, and then I'm done. I've done every midsize pickup truck that's currently on the market. That is really cool. But it's funny to me though, because you wouldn't think Honda would be the holdout. I went to all these dealers initially when I first started my channel, and I was like, can I review your pickup truck? And it's funny that Honda was like, whoa, we're gonna need to see some pickup truck reviews before we just give you a Ridgeline. So without further ado, let's get to the Ridgeline. Maybe I could dispel some rumors about the truck. A lot of people really seem to not like this truck, but after exploring it a little bit, I happen to really like it, and I want to show you guys all the unique features that this Ridgeline has. Before we begin, I want to thank Phillipsburg Easton Honda in Phillipsburg, New Jersey for allowing me to review this Ridgeline. For all of your Honda needs, you can visit phillipsburgeastonhonda.com. Starting up front here, I think this is where the Ridgeline gets the most flack. I think a lot of people don't really like to see the Honda design language on a pickup truck. I think it looks weird to them. Personally though, I think it looks pretty good. You'll have your Honda safety sense built in here on the Honda logo. And then you also do get a camera up there for your lane departure warning and other safety features like that. I happen to really like this chrome bar that comes across and then kind of goes into the LED daytime running light. You do get LED headlights, and then you're gonna have just halogen turn signals and fog lights down here. Overall, I do really like this front end design. I think it's pretty aggressive and it stands out. Yeah, I think maybe truck people don't really like that it stands out. It is unique, definitely, and maybe it's up to everyone's own personal taste on it, but I happen to like it. Now, underneath the hood, the Ridgeline is powered by a 3.5-liter V6, making 280 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. So it is so windy that I have opted to walk around the rest of the Ridgeline. I've tried to set up my camera and film my individual segments with the profile and stuff, but it is just not working. So I am going to do a walk around since there's apparently gale force winds out today I had no idea about. So here we go. Moving around, I already touched upon the front here, but I do really like the look of it. Moving on to the profile here, I really do like these 18-inch dark matte gray wheels with the dark plastic fender flares. I really like how that offsets with the really nice brown metallic color on this. And then you do have chrome door handles. Not a huge fan of the chrome door handles. I kind of wish that they would be body colored, but that's just a minor complaint. You do get body colored mirror caps though, and then you do have blind spot monitoring on there. Moving over here to the back of the Ridgeline, my favorite feature on the Ridgeline is back. Actually, there's two of my favorite features. So you do have a tailgate on here. Unfortunately, it is not dampened, though it is relatively light. And then you would go, oh, well, that's just a regular old boring tailgate, but it is not, viewer. If we reach down here, the tailgate also opens like this. That is cool. That is really neat. And you might go, oh, well, the GMC has their multi-pro tailgate thing. And to that I go, yes, but Honda did it first. The second really cool feature of the Ridgeline here is the bed actually opens up for more storage down here. That is, wow, my voice cracked there. That is something that is really genuinely cool. I think that is a really neat feature to have that pop up. And then you have kind of a built-in bed liner on this truck. Another thing you get in the back of the Ridgeline's bed here is this little storage cubby with a household power outlet back here. And Ridgelines are also optionable with speakers in the bed. If you want to have a little party and stuff, that is really, really unique. Something you don't see on any other pickup truck. Let's go inside. All right, so moving to the interior, first thing we have to do obviously is driver's side grab handle check, and unfortunately there is not one on the Ridgeline. There's also not a passenger side grab handle, though. This being a mid-sized truck, it doesn't really need it. I'm 5'9", probably about 5'10" in these shoes, and clearly I'm taller than the Ridgeline is, so I don't really need a grab handle to get inside here. But we must do the test, and I must have a gimmick. So there you go, no grab handle on the Ridgeline, but that's okay. Moving inside here, one thing I really do like is, even though this is mid-size, it does feel very spacious in here, and I really like that. Compared to my Tacoma, the GMC, and the Colorado Twins, even the Ranger, this feels more open in the interior and more spacious, and I just feel that I have a lot more room to move around. That's the first thing I note when moving inside here. Another thing I really kind of like is these kind of captain's chairs you have with the little armrests. I think that that's neat comparatively to having like a center console you'd rest your arm on. It is nice. In here, it is very well appointed. You get leather on the door panels here, which is something that I critique other trucks for not having. Like, put the leather here, you're gonna rest your arm here. Leather down here, leather wrapped steering wheel on here. You get these really nice paddle shifters. And then the dashboard is, it's like a leatherette material. It's not a full hard touch plastic, a little bit of hard touch plastics on the lower trims here. This is a push button start, and it does have heated seats. Oh, I didn't realize that the seat would go forward when I did this. All right, but you do get heated seats on this one, 3-stage. One really cool thing on the Ridgeline, this is a new kind of Honda, what would you call that? Like a design principle, I guess you could say. Basically, instead of a traditional column shifter or a gear shifter in the center tunnel here, Honda has opted to do buttons for the shifting. And now this isn't new. A lot of other brands have been starting to do this as well. But you have, if you put your foot on the brake, you can hit drive, and then you can hit neutral. And then if you pull up on this, that's reverse. That's going to bring up your backup camera. And then you hit the top one for park here. That's actually a really neat feature. I really do like how they've kind of integrated that in, saves some space, gives you a little bit more storage room down here because you don't have a big shifter. And then you do still have a traditional parking brake, foot parking brake down here. It's not a regular e-brake, but it is one you would slam down with your foot. The touchscreen's really nice. I do wish that there was a volume knob here. This was a complaint on some of the other Hondas I've seen over the years, is that there's no volume knob. Now there is, I believe, on like the Civic and the Accord. But just a very minor complaint on the interior here. The infotainment is really slick, really quick. I didn't mean to rhyme that, but I did, and I'm sorry. You know what? I'm not sorry. I am not sorry I rhymed that. Anyway, moving on here. Really, really nice infotainment system here. Climate controls below that. Up top, you do have a power sunroof, and then you also do have a power sliding rear window. Something that I brought up on the other mid-size trucks in my Tacoma limited review is not a lot of these luxury mid-size trucks really have all the features of the full-size ones, but this Ridgeline really does feel nicely appointed. It feels like they paid attention to details and they really gave it their all, because this is the only pickup truck that Honda makes, so they really put all of their best effort into it. It feels at heart like a Honda, but it has those luxurious features that some of the other mid-sized trucks don't have. Moving on to the back of the Ridgeline, the first thing I want to point out is that this has rear climate vents. Now, that might seem like a little thing to a lot of people, but I've pretty much been talking since the beginning of my channel about how mid-sized trucks should have rear climate vents, because, you know, when you're cooped up in here, the recirculation isn't always as good as if you had your own rear climate vents. So it's really nice to see that the Ridgeline does. I think that's a really cool feature that most people might overlook. You get 2 USB ports down there, and you also get this fold-down armrest with 2 cup holders. Again, not a lot of the other mid-sized trucks have this, and it's a convenience feature for the rear passengers. Now, some people might be like, well, I'm never going to take rear passengers, so it wouldn't really matter. But if you're planning to, something to consider. You also get a power sliding rear window back here as opposed to a manual one on a lot of these other mid-sized trucks too. So that's really neat. I'm also noticing that there is grab handles up here, you know, like to hold on. And I do see that there is one on the driver's side. I missed that initially up at the front. So I'm going to give, it's kind of like if you're coming in, it's kind of a weird angle to grab. It's more of like if you're already in there to hold it. So I'm going to give the Ridgeline half a point for a driver's side grab handle. Technically, it doesn't have an A-pillar mounted one, but there is a handle there. So I'm going to revoke the negative point, and it will now have half a point for driver's side grab handle. This is ridiculous. I need a new shtick. Overall, though, Ridgeline, it's better than you think. I mean, do you agree? Leave a comment. Let me know. You know, I think a lot of people make fun of it because of the front end design and Honda's design language. I don't think it's the most attractive looking truck, but I don't think it's the ugliest either. I mean, I think it's a decent looking truck, and I think maybe it's people's perception of like, oh, Honda's not like a truck brand, and it's not. It's a lifestyle brand, but I still really like what Honda's done with this Ridgeline and the attention they've paid to its interior and its exterior, much more so than some of the other truck brands that are more established with their pickup trucks. I think at a point you can get lazy with your design knowing that people are going to buy it, but Honda came out of the gate with this second generation and they said, no, we're going to put all these really cool features into it and these practical things like these rear climate vents, the armrests, stuff like that, to really make it stand out. And it does. It definitely does. So let's wrap this thing up.
So it is so windy outside, guys, that I am just going to film the outro inside the truck here. It's ridiculous. My hands, it's freezing wind, and my mic keeps cutting out. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm just going to go inside and film the outro. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you could leave a comment, tell me what you think about the Ridgeline. If you want to subscribe, that would be really, really helpful. I'd really appreciate that. That would help increase my channel. And if you're looking for a Honda, you can visit Phillipsburg Easton Honda in New Jersey, in Phillipsburg, New Jersey. And no matter what, guys, no matter what vehicle you have, I'll pray it lasts you a long time and it serves you well. Thanks for watching.